My next patron question is from Benjamin, who wants to know about the status of a blockbuster movie series. When do you think Sony will revive the Men in Black franchise? The Men in Black films have certainly had a curious development over the years. When the first movie became a big hit in 1997, it was obvious that a sequel would be on its way, and yet it took another 5 years for it to reach screens, although this can largely be attributed to Barry Sonnenfeld and Will Smith turning their attention towards another movie instead, Wild Wild West. That did not quite work out for them. Men in Black 2 was not critically well received, and there was a dip in attendance from the first film. However, it still made a lot of money for Sony and Amblin Entertainment. Sonnenfeld and Smith had actually started discussing ideas for Men in Black 3 while filming that one, including the time travel plot they ended up using. However, the third film spent several years in development hell, until finally opening in 2012, and that one also performed decently at the box office. Smith and Tommy Lee Jones mentioned wanting to do a fourth movie at some point, and Sony did immediately start talking about doing a sequel. A few roadblocks seemed to have happened though. One idea proposed was doing a crossover movie with the 21 Jump Street series. It went so far as the script being written, and Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who are going to be producers on it, have had high praise for those drafts. It was going to be directed by James Bobbin, the director of the recent Muppet movies and Dora and the Lost City of Gold, so that probably gives a general idea for what the tone might have been. It apparently came close to happening, but it was difficult to get all involved to sign off on it. Remember that a new Men in Black movie needs not only the approval of Sony Pictures, but also executive producer Steven Spielberg and franchise producers Walt F. Parks and Laurie MacDonald. Eventually, the decision was made to produce a spin-off film, Men in Black International, centering on the European branch. While a lot of people were disappointed that there would be a new Men in Black movie without Smith and Jones, I actually thought the premise had potential. There's a lot you can do with changing the setting by focusing on an international branch of that top-secret organization. I even remember when the movie started, I was really into it. However, as the plot continued on, the movie just became formulaic, with uninteresting villains and surprisingly not much winning chemistry between Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson. The director, F. Gary Gray, reportedly had more creative ideas when he signed on, but apparently had conflicts with the series producers. That might explain the made-for-committee feel of the finished movie. It was also easily the worst-performing Men in Black film at the box office, including taking in only $80 million domestically, a far cry from the final totals of the other entries. Unsurprisingly, that put an end to any potential follow-ups to Men in Black International. So does that mean the franchise is done for good and Sony and Amblin will put it to rest? I actually don't think so. I point to the success of Ghostbusters Afterlife, which performed quite nicely and was well received by fans. I can see a Men in Black sequel being greenlit with a tone akin to that, with Agents J and K showing up again when some major alien threat occurs. It's become common lately with franchises like Ghostbusters and Star Wars and Halloween to see classic characters appear to help out a new group of protagonists, so I feel that's the most likely route they would take nowadays. Although I wonder how many potential storylines you could take out of this concept. Even when trying to spice things up with time travel in another continent, the other movies have not had much variation from the first one. They're all buddy comedies with a hero stopping some sort of evil alien while neuralizing people along the way. Getting Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones to approve of the script and come aboard would certainly help the box office, but you still need to craft an interesting story that does something with the formula. The first movie had a zippy, clever, refreshing quality to it, something I feel the other films have struggled to capture again. I'm sure Sony will announce a new sequel one day. It all depends on getting the participants on board for it. In the meantime, what do you think another Men in Black movie should do? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for your question, Benjamin.